Hello and welcome to day 67 of our chronological Bible in a year. Today we have Numbers 31 and 32. Numbers 31. And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, Take vengeance for the children of Israel on the Midianites. After that you are to be gathered to your people. And Moshe spoke to the people, saying, Arm some of yourselves for the campaign, and let them go against the Midianites to take vengeance for Yahuwah on Midian. Send 1,000 from each tribe of all the tribes of Israel for the campaign. So there were supplied from the tribes of Israel 1,000 from each tribe, 12,000 armed ones for the campaign, and Moshe sent them on the campaign, 1,000 from each tribe, them and Phinehas, son of Eleazar the Kohen, which means priest, on the campaign with the Kadesh utensils, which means holy utensils, and the trumpets for sounding in his hand. And they fought against the Midianites, as Yahuwah commanded Moshe, and slew all the males. And they slew the sovereigns of Midian with the rest of those who were pierced, Ewi and Rechem, and Sur and Hur and Reba, the 5 sovereigns of Midian, which means the 5 kings. And they slew Balaam, son of Beor, with a sword. And the sons of Israel took all the women of Midian captive, with their little ones, and took as spoil all their livestock and all their possessions. And they burned with fire all the cities where they dwelt and all their settlements. And they took all the spoil, both of man and beast, and they brought the captives and the spoil to Moshe and to Eleazar the Kohen and to the congregation of the children of Israel to the camp in the desert plains of Moab by the Yarden of Jericho. And Moshe and Eleazar the Kohen and all the leaders of the congregation went to meet them outside the camp. And Moshe was wroth with the officers of the army, with the commanders of thousands and commanders of hundreds, who had come from the campaign. And Moshe said to them, Have you kept all the women alive? Look, they are the ones who caused the children of Israel through the word of Balaam to trespass against Yahuwah in the matter of Peor. And there was a plague among the congregation of Yahuwah. And now slay every male among the little ones, and every woman who has known a man by lying with a man you shall slay. But keep alive for yourselves all the female children who have not known a man by lying with a man. And you camp outside the camp 7 days. Whoever has slain any being, and whoever has touched any slain, cleanse yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day and on the 7th day. And cleanse every garment, and every object of leather, and whatever is made of goat's hair, and every object of wood. And Eleazar the Kohen said to the men of the campaign who went to the battle, This is the law of the Torah which Yahuwah commanded Moshe. Only the gold and the silver, the bronze, iron, the tin, and the lead, and every object that passes through fire, you put through the fire, and it shall be clean. Only let it be cleansed with the water for uncleanness. And whatever does not pass through fire, you pass through water. You shall wash your garments on the 7th day and be clean, and afterwards come into the camp. And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, Count up the plunder that was taken of man and of beast, you and Eleazar the Kohen, and the heads of the fathers of the congregation. And you shall divide the plunder into 2 parts, between those who took part in the battle, who went out on the campaign, and all the congregation. And put aside a levy for Yahuwah on the men of battle who went out on the campaign, 1 out of every 500 of man and of cattle and of the donkeys and of the sheep. Take it from their half and give it to Eleazar the Kohen as a contribution to Yahuwah. And from the children of Israel's half you shall take 1 of every 50 of man, of the cattle, of the donkeys, and of the sheep, and of all the livestock, and give them to the Levites guarding the duty of the Mishkan of Yahuwah, which means tabernacle. And Moshe and Eleazar the Kohen did as Yahuwah commanded Moshe. And the plunder remaining from the plunder which the people of the campaign had taken was 675,000 sheep, and 72,000 cattle, and 61,000 donkeys, 32,000 human beings in all, of women who had not known a man by lying with a man. And the half, the portion for those who went out on the campaign, was in number 337,500 sheep. And the levy unto Yahuwah of the sheep was 675. And the cattle were 36,000, of which the levy unto Yahuwah was 72. And the donkeys were 30,500, of which the levy unto Yahuwah was 61. And the human beings were 16,000, of which the levy unto Yahuwah was 32 beings. So Moshe gave the levy which was the contribution unto Yahuwah to Eleazar the Kohen, as Yahuwah commanded Moshe. And from the children of Israel's half, which Moshe divided from the men who campaigned, now the half belonging to the congregation was 337,500 sheep, and 36,000 cattle, and 30,500 donkeys, and 16,000 human beings. Then Moshe took from the children of Israel's half, one out of every 50, drawn from man and beast, and gave them to the Levites, who guarded the duty of the Mishkan of Yahuwah, as Yahuwah commanded Moshe. And the officers who were over thousands of the campaign, the commanders of thousands and commanders of hundreds, came near to Moshe. And they said to Moshe, Your servants have taken a count of the fighting men under our command, and not a man of us is missing. So we have brought an offering for Yahuwah, what every man found of ornaments of gold, armlets and bracelets and signet rings and earrings and necklaces, to make atonement for ourselves before Yahuwah. And Moshe and Eleazar the Kohen received the gold from them, all the fashioned ornaments, and all the gold of the offering that they presented to Yahuwah from the commanders of thousands and commanders of hundreds was 16,750 shekels. The men of the campaign had taken spoil, every man for himself. And Moshe and Eleazar the Kohen received the gold from the commanders of thousands and of hundreds, and brought it into the tent of appointment as a remembrance for the children of Israel before Yahuwah. Chapter 32. And the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had much livestock, a large number. And they saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead, and saw that the place was a place for livestock. So the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spoke to Moshe and to Eleazar the Kohen and to the leaders of the congregation, saying, Ataroth and Dibon and Jazer and Nimrah and Heshbon and El-Elah and Sabam and Nebo and Beon, the land which Yahuwah had smitten before the congregation of Israel, is a land for livestock, and your servants have livestock. And they said, If we have found favor in your eyes, let this land be given to your servants as a possession, and do not let us pass over the Jordan. And Moshe said to the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, Are your brothers to go into the battle while you yourselves sit here? Now why do you discourage the heart of the children of Israel from passing over into the land which Yahuwah has given them? Thus your fathers did when I sent them away from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. For when they went up to the Wadi Eshcol and saw the land, they discovered the heart of the children of Israel, so that they did not go into the land which Yahuwah had given them. Then the displeasure of Yahuwah burned on that day, and he swore an oath, saying, Not one of the men whom came up from Mitzrayim, from 20 years old and above, is to see the land of which I swore to Abraham, Yitzchak, and Jacob, because they did not follow me completely, except Caleb, son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, and Yehoshua, son of Nun, for they have followed Yahuwah completely. So the displeasure of Yahuwah burned against Yisrael, and he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years, until all the generation that had done evil in the eyes of Yahuwah was destroyed. And see, you have risen in your father's place an increase of men, sinners, to add still more the burning displeasure of Yahuwah against Yisrael. For if you turn away from following him, he shall once again leave them in the wilderness, and you shall destroy all these people. Then they came near to him and said, Let us build sheep enclosures here for our livestock, and cities for our little ones. But let us ourselves be armed, hastening before the children of Yisrael, until we have brought them to their place. And our little ones shall dwell in the walled cities because of the inhabitants of the land. We shall not return to our homes until every one of the children of Israel has received his inheritance. For we shall not inherit with them on the other side of the Jordan and beyond, because our inheritance has fallen to us on this eastern side of the Jordan. And Moshe said to them, If you make this promise, if you arm yourselves before Yahuwah for battle, and all your armed ones pass over the Jordan before Yahuwah until he has driven out his enemies from before him, and the land has been subdued before Yahuwah, Then afterward you shall return and be guiltless before Yahuwah and before Yisrael, and this land shall be your possession before Yahuwah. But if you do not do so, then see, you shall sin against Yahuwah, and know, your sin is going to find you out. Build cities for your little ones and enclosures for your sheep, and do what you have promised. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben spoke to Moshe, saying, your servants are going to do as my master commands. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and all our livestock are going to be there in the cities of Gilead. But your servants are passing over, every armed one of the army, before Yahuwah to battle, as my master says. And Moshe gave command concerning them to Eleazar the Kohen, to Yehoshua son of Nun, and to the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel. And Moshe said to them, if the children of Gad and the children of Reuben pass over the Jordan with you, every man armed for battle before Yahuwah, and the land has been subdued before you, then you shall give them the land of Gilead as a possession. But if they do not pass over armed with you, they shall have possessions among you in the land of Canaan. Then the children of Gad and the children of Reuben answered, saying, as Yahuwah has said to your servants, so we do. We ourselves are passing over, armed before Yahuwah, into the land of Canaan, but the possession of our inheritance remains with us beyond the Jordan. So Moshe gave to the children of Gad, to the children of Reuben, and to half the tribe of Manasseh, son of Joseph, the reign of Sihon, sovereign of the Amorites, and the reign of Og, sovereign of Bashan, the land with its cities within the borders, and cities of the land round about. And the children of Gad built Dibon and Ataroth and Aroer and Atroth, Shophan and Yazer and Yogbaha and Beth Nimrah and Beth Haran, walled cities and enclosures for sheep. And the children of Reuben built Heshbon and El-Elah and Kiriathaim, Nebo and Baal-Meon, the names being changed, and Shibma. They gave other names to the cities which they built. And the sons of Machir, son of Manasseh, went to Gilead and took it, and dispossessed the Amorites who were in it. So Moshe gave Gilead to Machir, son of Manasseh, and he dwelt in it. And Yair, son of Manasseh, went and took its small towns, and called them Hawath Yair. And Noba went and took Kenath and its villages, and he called it Noba, after his own name. And that concludes our reading for today. As always, thank you for joining me. Hope you're reading along, and peace and blessings and love to you. We'll see you in the next one.